The Orongorongo Valley has had private huts since the 1910s. At the peak in the 1970s there were over 70. That number has dropped to 50 odd, and by 2050 there may be none. My parents owned a hut in the 1970s. Finding it might be a bit of a challenge because I haven't been back there for 50 years. For maximum nostalgia, I'm going to do a 1970s trip in, and that involves a stream crossing here. Hitch number one. The old track crosses over private property and there's no access now, so I'll have to take a detour. Right, back on the 70s route. There used to be a log cabin, I'm guessing here, but I don't remember it. It burnt down in 1977. My father bought the hut to pass on his love of the outdoors. I think his strategy was only partially successful. The 5 mile was a muddy proposition, and the previous owner had carted a lot of the materials over it to build the hut. There was no bridge back in the day, so Jacob's ladder used to dump you straight onto the riverbed. The hut is above Big Bend on the true right. You could spot the huts by the wood smoke seeping through the canopy. I'm sure they got heavier use back then. This is looking pretty familiar. A cairn. I'd guess that's the turn off up to the plateau. Didn't expect this. The hut was a corrugated iron hovel back in the 1970s, so I didn't think it would still be around. Don't recognise the big windows, but this is it. I don't think my mum or my sister were very keen on the hut. Everything used to be covered in dust and rat feces. Dad bought a Land Rover to ferry us in, to sweeten the deal. We came up the river once. I don't think he enjoyed it much, and that was it. My sister and I were starting to get into organised sports in the weekend, so Dad quietly sold the hut for $1,000, the same price he'd paid for it.